Good morning. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Can you even believe that today is the second to last day? Today is the 27th and it finishes tomorrow. Can you even? I'm so sad. Morning. So today is meant to be, hi Meg. Today's meant to be a catch-up day. But as you can see, we've not finished the pattern yet. So we can't catch up if we still have some more stuff. So what I'm gonna do today is we're going to do a nice little outline on this one, on the basket. And then we're going to take black and fill in this one here. Oop. And then this line right here that goes over top. And I think that might be all. You can see that I've filled in my little handlebar there. And then I think tomorrow we'll have a bit of a debrief. If there's enough time today, then I might do some like French knots or something in here. But that's your choice. If you feel like you want to do that, you can. Or like I said before, you can outline the big flower if you want to fill it in a bit more. You can outline this flower if you want. Lots of things that you guys can choose by yourselves. So hi to everyone who's coming on. I'm just going to get started because maybe we can squeeze in this as well. So what I've done is I've taken the same color thread as my basket, and I'm just going to do a little stem stitch around to make it a little bit twisty. I thought about doing the whipped back stitch, but I really don't want to squeeze my needle under all those stitches when there's so many other stitches I could snag. So the stem stitch will give a similar look with less effort. I'm lazy. All right, let me just take a drink of coffee. Stitches by Meg has said, everyone's hoops are looking so amazing. Oh my God. I could not agree more. They look incredible. Like, I'm such a proud, I don't know what to call myself, person, embroidery mentor, teacher, mother, I don't know. But oh my God, like, so good. Hoop mom. That's hilarious. So if you don't remember the stem stitch, you're just going to make a little loop. You're going to come up in the middle of the loop and pull it. And then go the same stitch length again. And then come up in the same hole or as close as you can to the first one. And then pull it again. Yeah. And you don't have to do the stem stitch on this. If you'd rather just do a plain back stitch, you can do that. If you want to do the whipped back stitch, if you feel like you like that one a little bit better than this one, you can do that. I just don't feel like putting my needle underneath all those stitches again, because essentially you have to stitch it twice. Yeah, you have to do the back stitch and then go back around and then do it all again. I'm on my second coffee this morning already because someone's house alarm was going off at 7 o'clock. So that's fun. I think the builders, there's someone who's getting an extension like 2 doors down. And I think the builders did something and then went to go get like a McDonald's brekkie or something because their truck wasn't there, but it had been there earlier. Because David came in when he said goodbye and he said, the builder's already there. I can't believe it. So you can see that's giving like a nice edge to, let me lift it up. A nice little twisted edge. And it's hiding some of these marks that maybe I didn't go all the way over to make a nice clean edge. Again, you don't have to do this if you aren't keen. You can go straight to this one, which I think we're just going to use the back stitch or brick stitch to fill it in. Just make like a double or triple line. I just want to make it a little bit thicker than these spikes. Spokes. Spikes. Spokes. Definitely spokes. Just keep going around. I'm using all 6 strands because I wanted it to be like a nice, like for you to see it. Like a nice thick line. Also, I just want to say I've had so many lovely messages about the not perfect little thing I posted yesterday. It was me in my yellow sweatshirt with my pigtails and glasses. And I was talking about just how so many people have messaged saying that they're not keen on their stitches or they don't like it or it's not perfect. So thank you guys for that. And I think I might just so someone messaged me about this earlier. So do you see how my threads are all coming untwisted? And there's using all 6 threads, but they're coming untwisted, but also they're twisting up on themselves so the stitches aren't laying flat. The best way to fix this is to take your hoop and let it dangle like this and let your needle untangle. And you can't really see, but it's like spinning down there. So it's all untangled now. So if you're doing French knots or if you're doing satin stitch and you're like, this is not going very well for me. It might just be because your thread is getting twisted and twisted and twisted and you just need to untwist it. I thought that maybe I could put this under here, but I'm going to not. Because I think I put my needle through the green threads. All right, how about you guys? Are you all caught up yet? Are you doing the very last details? You have a lot to do still. I'm just gonna turn it sideways so I don't hit the thing again. Meg is on the bike now. I can't wait to see your bike. Everyone's bikes are so pretty. I love them so much. Stitches by Meg is all cut up to me now, so I'm assuming that she's doing the stem stitch here as well. Carrie's just printed the last 2 patterns today, so she has a lot to do still. That's okay. Don't rush. And all the videos will stay up. So I've had a couple people like panicking, like, I'm not caught up at all. Are the videos going to disappear? No, they won't. They'll stay up for a little while. I don't actually have like a plan to take them down anytime soon or anything like that. So don't worry about it. And I've just filled in a couple little spots where there was white because I didn't like it there. And then, let's see, Mixtape Kate, still got to do the wheel, tire, and handlebars. That's all right. There we go. I think the basket's finished. Meg, have you nearly finished the March pattern? Okay, so I've got a problem with the March pattern because part of me wants to do more flowers, obviously, but then the other part of me wants to do like a quote with just a simple kind of border. So I've got like 4 or 5 different patterns that I want to do. But I can only pick one for March. So I don't know, maybe I'll put it to a vote later. The other thing is that the February pattern was like a week late. So I kind of want to let that go for 1 more week because February is already quite short. So I might just make another listing for the March one. So you can have February and March maybe at the same time. I don't know. But if you have any suggestions for a March pattern that you want, let me know. Because I haven't started stitching it yet. So in my mind, I was going to have it finished by Friday. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Meg says, why not put flowers in the border? Yeah, so like initially, have you seen my like, damn it feels good to be a gangster hoop? So there's like flowers all the way around and then the writing is in the middle. So I thought about doing something like that. But one, I can't think of a quote or I can think of too many. Like I don't want it to be just a March quote, but then I don't know, there's too many. I'm just too indecisive. Everyone says that Libras are indecisive, and I think that is 100% true. So I'm going to go around and do this part now. I've got all 6 strands, and I think I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to do back stitch, but make it like thicker so that you can really see. I'll try one and then see what it looks like, and then do the other one if I feel, you know, like another time around. And I don't really want to go like really close to it. I kind of want to go a little bit away. But if they touch, it's that I'm not going to be like mad about it, you know? I'm sure that you've noticed, but like the more that you work with the thread, the more it will kind of unravel. So some stitches will look thicker. So like this one, it was at the very beginning, so it was still all twisted together. So it's got a little bit of a smaller stitch there. So if that bothers you, you might have to use your needle to like agitate the threads a little bit. Meg says, how do you remove the pen marks if they're still showing afterwards? If you use the Pilot I can never freaking say them. Frixion pen. This one? Frixion. These ones are specifically heat or agitation erasable, which is why they have the pen on the back. So you just use a hairdryer. The pen marks can come back in really cold temperatures, so just keep that in mind if you're gonna like take your hoop snowboarding or something. But if you use the frixion pen mag, then it should come off with a hairdryer. And I like to do it on the front and the back. So you blow dry it here, quite close, and then flip it over, and I like to do it on the back as well. I don't know why, but I feel like it helps to erase the marks a little bit better or something. I don't know. So, like, people keep saying, I like, see a bunch of people, like, warning people that the pen marks can come back in cold temperatures. So I'm assuming it's, like, if you ship your hoops, then just beware, because in the shipping, obviously, like, it gets cold. So it might, you know, they might come back. So your customer might have, there's a knot, some marks when it arrives. I've never had that happen. But then again, I've never sent a hoop where I drew over the entire thing and then only embroidered a little bit. So normally I try to get all of that out in, like, the drawing process, so that what I'm putting on the hoop is really close to what I'm stitching over. Yeah, Carrie, that's what I've just said. But I will say that, like, if you're gonna draw things that are over here or over here, sometimes they will leave, like, an iridescent type look. So I will show you, because I feel like this, I don't really have that much else to do in the pattern, because I think I'm just going to leave this with just one line, or maybe I'll whip it. I might whip it. I should have just done a stem stitch on this too. But when I'm finished, if I've got a minute, I'll write on a piece of some scraps that I've got over on the side here, just like a little piece, and then go and blow dry it, and I'll show you what I mean. Carrie says, fun fact, I've never been overseas. Never? Ever? Not fun fact. Okay, actually, I think I'm just going to do another layer of backstitch, so it's like a brick stitch. Because I think it needs to be a little bit thicker, but I don't really want to whip all of those. Aww. To be fair, though, traveling is expensive, like really expensive. And normally we just go when we find really good deals, or we'll go in the summer to, what's it called? To the States, like to see my family. So we'll save up for that. But yeah, otherwise we just look for deals, and like that's the only reason that we went. So I think we found like round trip 100 and something pounds for the Naples trip for 5 days. So we said, well, we can do that. And then David's mom gave that to us for our Christmas present. So we didn't get any other presents. We just got the plane tickets. And maybe the hotel too, now that I think of it. But I think the hotel was like 36 pounds a night, and it included breakfast. So you just have to find the deals. And yeah, I have put the, so 365 Stitches says that she's tested scraps in the freezer and it does show up again. And yes, I've done this too, because I was like, this is a little bit ridiculous. Like, it will show up again in the freezer, but I mean, unless you're putting your hoop somewhere that it's going to get really cold, it's not going to show up. So like, by all means, go test it out, because it will come back. But that's why they say that don't use those pens for any like important like government documents or like travel documents or anything, because the writing can erase. Carrie says, you guys are lucky you can visit so many countries in Europe in one day. Here you could drive all day and still be in the same state. So I kind of feel the same way about the States, because here, like driving an hour is like quite a far away. And back at home, we'll drive an hour like in one day there and back just to go to the lake for the day. Whereas in England, people are like, oh my God, it's an hour. It's so far. And I'm like, honey, no, it's not. An hour is not that far. So like we've forgotten things at the lake and then just turned around and driven the hour to go back. Yeah. Carrie says 1 hour is nothing. Like, seriously. But I feel like people in England are like, oh, it's like really far. Like, we live a couple, like, miles from some of our friends, and, like, we never see them. And it's like, okay. We live really close. It's like a 10-minute drive. Mixtape Kate says, I think the roads here are much harder to drive on, not so wide. And that's very true. I think she lives in England, Carrie. Mixtape Kate, I think she lives in England. In Kent, yeah. So yeah, like I mean, it does make a difference because an hour here maybe will only be like 15 miles if you're using like back roads. But an hour, so it's 50 miles to get to the lake, and we can do that in an hour, going through small towns and on the expressway. So like it does make a difference, like if it's small towns and roundabouts and things, or if it's open road, expressway. Oh, that was an interesting little thing. Okay, I think this is going to be all for today. I think tomorrow on the catch-up, I'm going to have a survey, if you'll fill it out, pretty please, where you can like leave suggestions for the next one, or like things that I could do better, or things that you liked, or things that you didn't like, etc., etc. So if you could fill that out, I would be like super grateful. And I think we'll do some little French knots in the middle here. That might be quite nice. Yeah, so they really are, and that does take, like, it lets the traffic go, I feel. So 365 Stitches says so many roundabouts here in the UK and speed bumps. And that's totally true, because they do keep the traffic flowing, but you do, like, oftentimes you will have to stop and, like, let other cars go, etc., etc. So that is a little bit annoying, and it does take a little bit longer, I think. So this is what we've got so far. What do we think? Yay? Good fun. And I'm going to show you really quickly the pen, how it leaves a little bit of a mark, because maybe some people aren't sure. That's too big of a piece. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to make a lot of marks so that it's like easy to see, which you would never make this many. It's the first thing I could think of. Saza. So I'm just going to run over and use the hairdryer and blow dry it off, and then you can, I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. So just a minute. Okay, finished. So you can see just there's nothing on the fabric, but if you look in the light a little bit, you can still see where I've written my name and done the X's and the hearts. Can you see it? So, like I said before, I wouldn't like draw all over and then only stitch some of it. For me, doing the blow dryer is only to get rid of like little things like this, or over here where you can kind of see a little bit, like at the top or on the flowers. I'll just be getting rid of those. So yeah, and then it will come back in the freezer if you put your hoops in the freezer or go snowmobiling or snow skiing with them. So yeah, so I do use this just, I don't know, quite conservatively. And then I've got different colors as well. I've heard that the green one is really great, but I haven't seen any green ones in the UK. I've only seen packs of, what's that? There's a red, blue, and black that I saw in Sainsbury's maybe. And then there's a pack of 3 black that I found in Sainsbury's. 365 Stitches says, I find only the black pen does this. Orange always disappears. Where do you find the orange ones? Like HP Smith's or WH Smith's, what's it called? The stationery store? Guys, I always get this mixed up. These names, like TK Maxx or TJ Maxx. So in the States we have TJ Maxx. And then here, obviously, we have TK Maxx. So, ugh. Okay, so she says eBay. I'll look on eBay then. Maybe, and I've heard the green ones are really good as well, that they don't leave these marks. But I just haven't been able to find them, so I normally just grab them when I see them when I'm out, or if I order them, then I'll just order whatever they've got in. So yeah, I will definitely try orange and green. WH Smith also. Oh, cool. Okay, so I'll go by there and see if I can find any and report back. Thank you so much. That's really helpful. Alrighty then, tomorrow's the last day. And we're all finished. I mean, technically we could be finished now, but I just want to add some more things to make it a bit more full. So you don't have to if you don't want to. All right, well, have a great Wednesday. And I'll talk with you tomorrow, our last day together. I'm a little bit teary. I'm a little bit weepy. Not gonna lie. All right, see you later. Bye.